No, the lottery, thing is a big thing, but we got by without them being there. So leave the potential draft picks out. Leave them at home. We don't care. If you want to talk to them, then talk to them on Sports Center or something like that after it's all said and done. But things to look out for, also Philadelphia got the third, overall pick. So, this whole trust the process, that they've been talking about, we will see what happens. Now, the rumor is that, they need a point guard, somebody to go with Embiid and Ben Simmons. So it's a plethora of point guards out there. So Philly should not F this up, at all, for the foreseeable future. Ben Simmons will be back. He'll technically be a rookie, but he'll be back and hopefully he'll be healthy. And you got a slew of other guys, on that team that can help out. And a point guard, that's highly touted in this draft will go real fine with that. So we will see, what goes on with that. But we won't get into, who should be drafted where and all that stuff. It's too early, real too early for that. But, what I will, bring up is Boston is right now. This team is like holding almost all the trump cards. Indeed. Yeah, all the spades. Let me not say trump card. Look, the spades. Right now it look like they got the big joker, the little joker, the king. We ain't gonna include the ace. The queen, a jack, and a 9, and a 3 and a 2. Just they got enough, to make some waves on the table. So it's Boston right now is how I look at it. Is Boston got a bunch of options. They got a few options, that they could, do with this draft pick. Now you could go with the best player, and right now everybody's saying Markelle Fultz, out of Washington. So you could go that route. You never go wrong with taking the best player. You could take that pick, a la what Cleveland did, and package it together and go get yourself a superstar. And I'm just throwing a scenario out there. I don't know if this would work money-wise or whatever, but if they're willing to pay the luxury tax, they might make this happen. They could package that draft pick, take the number one overall pick, get a superstar or a budding superstar, something like, I don't know, maybe Paul George or something, and trade now, and get someone of that caliber, and then add another person, and Boston's right in it. Or they could trade down with the number one pick up some extra picks, still get their point guard, or maybe, get this kid, what's his name? Jonathan Isaac, he's a forward out of Florida State. That might be, an idea because they do need some help down in the paint. When you look, at Boston's roster, they're not too big up front. So all these moves are really, to take on the Cavs. So they gotta. This reminds me of, and it hurts to say because we blew it, is the '04 Pistons. When they won the championship, and I forgot they made a trade at some point, but that trade worked out to where they end up having the number 2 overall pick. And that was the year LeBron James and them came out. Now, of course, we weren't getting LeBron. We all know that. Cleveland wasn't giving up that pick. But you had, it hurts just going back, but you had Carmelo, you had D-Wade, you had Chris Bosh, you had a few other guys that was in that draft that you could have got that would have probably set you for the next 5 to 10 years, in the league. So this may be something that they could do as well. They could pick up, someone that maybe not the number one, but pick up someone down the draft a little bit that's still going to be an impact player, pick up some draft pick, and then trade all your pieces, and then still get your players. So they got a lot that they can do. It's going to be pretty hard for Boston really to mess this up, unless something just ridiculous, happen, on it. So, but again, ladies and gentlemen, you listen to the Wait a Minute Show, your man Jelani JB Bodie, on at 2 p.m. today. So let me jump off in the chat for a little bit, and then we'll get back into a little bit more basketball news. And I want to talk about, if you haven't heard, Grego, if you're out there, you're probably listening. Your boy Brady, his lady been talking, bruh. This lady been talking, so we'll get into that as well. But let's see. We got Denise said she's, I'm driving and listening. Grego said, did Ben Simmons play a down this season? Well, not a down, because he don't play football, Greg, but he did not play, I don't think, a minute this year. So because he'll be considered as a rookie this upcoming season. And JB Jenner just said Ben Simmons ain't played 1 minute. Kesey is shouting out to my man, Kicking It with Kesey. He shouting out Milk and Cookies about the D's. And yes, Milk and Cookies. I'm playing a little spades today, and I'm a little, my hand is full. I'm trying to run a Boston. Yeah. Wink, wink, hint, hint, Boston. So JB Genie said Boston needs to trade that pick for a star. So, we're right on the same path. That's something that they could do, easily. Gary G Money Joyner. Oh, he said, I disagree. Wait a minute. No way is good for a disappointed Knick fan. Only Chief has witnessed a Knick championship. So G Money said, nah, forget all that Knick stuff. JB is back saying, Jelani, I've been said that they need to take Eisen and replace Crowder. They need a stretch forward to pair with Horford. JB, that's kind of what I was thinking, because right now, a lot of teams really don't have that traditional center. So you really don't have to look, for a guy that's necessary, 7 feet, that's going to clog the paint and everything. But if you got a guy in this kid like Isaac that can stretch, but then play a little defense, which they say he can, that changed your whole dynamic, and it helps you out with, rebounding. We'll talk about rebounding a little bit later when we get into this Cavs Boston series. So it ties right in with what you were just saying, sir. Texas Ty said, anyone know about these incoming rookies? Who's overhyped? Who's underhyped? Well, Texas, that's the thing. It's a crapshoot. When someone plays 1 year of basketball, there's no real. Those days are over. Guys being in 2-3 years, you could get a real, idea of what that person, was going to end up being. And these days, it's a crapshoot. I mean, look at my man Ingram from the Lakers. I mean, his whole thing was he going to even be able to put on any weight? You just never know, with these kids. So it's just you make the best choice, and you do your due diligence, and hopefully, it works out, because very rarely do you get someone come along that, like a LeBron or something like that, or a Kobe, where this person is going to be as dominant as they were. So it's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot. Big L said, why am I looking at the 4-letter network talking about out endorsing Kaepernick? I got to go get out of this gym before I go off. Please don't go off, Big L. We don't need that. We don't need you getting, hemmed up or anything like that, because I ain't got no bail money to get you out. And Lopan ain't going to get you out. Indeed. So Lopan will let you sit in there and rot, bro. So, hey, just be careful. Shouts out to my man, Vince Wright, the governor of Minnesota. He just stepped in to say hi. He at work. So what up, Gov? But again, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Jelani JB Bodie, and this is
It's the Wait a Minute Show.
On 2 p.m. on WSME. So we talked about, Boston basically, adding this talent and what they can do, and they hold all the cards, so don't F it up. But for the other teams, they got these prospects that we were just talking about, like Ty was saying about who's, overhyped, who's underhyped, and the one team that's not overhyped or underhyped at all is pretty much no one is probably wanting to show up is the Sacramento Kings. Yes. And if you haven't heard, agents are holding their players out from doing workouts with the Sacramento Kings. And one agent is quoted saying, now this is an anonymous agent, of course, they don't want their name out there, but they said it would be malpractice to let my clients play for them. One agent told a reporter, if I've had clients there, it's still the most dysfunctional front office in the league by a mile. So I guess that's enough. That's enough to need to be said. Because what else can you say? This team, ever since Chris Webber, Bibby, and Stojakovic and all them boys, was playing over there and they left, this team has been a joke. And some of the moves that they made now with, Boogie Cousins and all that stuff, is it all Boogie Cousins' fault? No, that's the thing. It's not all Boogie Cousins' fault. So we can't put everything on Boogie Cousins. A lot of this, they done jumped through different coaches. Denver coach, I think it's Coach Yeager. He even had a problem, I'm sorry. I think it's the other way around. But George Karl, he got thrown out of there. They had another coach that had a problem, and it's just a mess. It's a mess over there. So I get it. Because if I'm in the league, or I got a chance to go to the league, and my agent trying to put me on to the Kings, I'm like, what are you trying to do to me? Are you trying to get me out of the league within, 2 years or whatever? What's going on, bro? So these guys are, these agents are looking out for the player, which they should, and the Kings is what I'm saying when I say they need to get this together, because at some point there's going to be another conversation, and maybe it's too late, but as far as like this team, that they were supposed to be getting moved out of Sacramento. And Kevin Johnson, who I don't think he's the mayor anymore, but former, Phoenix Suns, stepped in and basically kept that franchise there. They have to do a lot. They need to make swift moves. And it may start, with Vladi or somewhere else, but it has to end right now, because this talent pool that you got with these point guards, if you miss out on one of these guys, and they end up going, Isaiah Thomas was there. Look what he's doing in Boston, So if you can't, really judge your talent or I'm going to say judge. Let's say if you can't make your talent better, as an organization, then what are you there for? So draft picks, be careful. If you go into Sacramento, watch out, because you might get stuck there. And if you do, blame your agent and fire him. So it hurts my heart to bring this up, but before I bring that up, we got some more folks that's jumping in the chat room. DJ Queen is in the building, so what's up, DJ Queen? Cool Sale is in the building as well, so what's up, Cool Sale? So for the people that just jumped in the chat, today is giveaway Wednesday, so we will be giving away, me and Lopan, because he funded the budget, for this, so he wanted to make sure I told everybody. Lopan, I just told him you funded the budget. All right, chill out, man. Goodness. We're giving away free t-shirts today, so we're gonna have a question of the day that if you go to and put in your, I'm gonna tell you right now, put in your draft in your email, because you got to email the answer to win the t-shirt. The Wait a Minute Show at gmail.com. I almost asked the question. See, Lopan getting me out of whack, but we will be giving away free t-shirts today. So basically make sure you keep your ear open. So when we get to that point, we'll ask the question, and whoever answers it first will get themselves a free t-shirt sent to them. So shouts out to the future winners, on the free t-shirts. But speaking of winning, I don't even know if what Golden State did counts as a win. I really think it's more of a
game. Blouses.
Say that one more time.
Game. Blouses.
Yeah. They spanked. I'm sorry, let me say that word. Spanked San Antonio last night. And if you're new to the show, this is what I call tapping that booty. They tapped that booty last night and sent them on their way from the get-go. And the only person for the Spurs, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it because, when you get mollywopped like that, you don't deserve to be talked about. But we will talk about you a little bit. The only person that I'm going to give a big shout out is Jonathan Simmons. He's the only person that showed up on that team last night for San Antonio. He had 22 points, and he came out in the beginning, I'm going to take on, this monster called Golden State. and none of his boys had his back. You know, I mean, I think Patty Mills had 8 points. Actually, no one other than Jonathan Simmons had double-digit points. So he was the